On that note, why don't we call the meeting to order?
Good.
Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Love this time of year, you can actually see the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Approval of the agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, I will support that. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. I did not get the minutes from the last meeting together, so I owe those still. We don't have any public. There was no correspondence. I did not put together a director's report, but I will kind of verbally update. So things have been going relatively smoothly. The issues that we've had are still the issues we have. I had mentioned at the last meeting, which was 2 months ago, that I was going to try to get some scrolls that basically ask people to consider joining the commission. I've got those running, so they're on the cable channel. I've done it on a couple videos posted on YouTube, but that's more work, and I just haven't done it very often. But a couple of the city council meetings, I've put a couple just at the bottom, so people are watching those, they get reminded. So.
Are we unique in that problem?
I don't know. I mean, what do you? Is that something you guys cover in your staff meetings? Is how low different commissions are on members?
I think many of the commissions are down.
I mean, it's been an issue for years, but I didn't know if it was getting better now.
It's down a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, we're still across the board. There's still open positions across many of them.
So,
They're getting a little better, but it's.
and now that COVID's, behind, well, I'll say behind us, and whatever that means. I think people are getting out and doing things like that more, but not here yet. I'm still struggling, and I haven't invested the time to really look into new hardware or software yet. And the software we are using and or the computer is freezing up periodically. So that's not good, but it is what it is. So I'm still recording myself, the filer, Manistee Township meetings and the DDA meeting. Mike does First Baptist is now fairly regular and
Pretty much, and then now we're in the summer. We're going to be getting concerts.
You get
I'll be doing
concerts.
maybe one a week.
Yep, and those are good. I think people enjoy that.
Is there any problem when I let those run as long as they run, or do you want them to run an hour?
The ideal is an hour. If it's not an hour, half-hour increments work best, just because that's what I schedule things on. So if it's like an hour and 7 minutes, then you're going to have 23 minutes of dead.
Okay, what I'm trying to do is I'll put the disc in. I'll put it for 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I had I was at the Wagner Center, and there was a couple performing. They went longer than I wanted because my back was hurt. But if I went 100 hour, let's say 20 minutes, then the next program I do, let's say, doesn't matter what, then I can just hit it at 1.5 hours and stop.
Or, I mean, if you do 2 hours, that's fine too, and sometimes I've taken yours that are 2 hours and split them into two,
Yeah.
a part one and a part two, and have them at either different weeks or different, parts of the schedule, just because, when you're scheduling 12 hours a day, because the schedule runs twice every 12 hours, a 2-hour block is a good chunk of that, so, it's like 1 hour works best, but something like that,
So
two
then,
works well,
as I understand, we're running 12 hours,
yes,
14 times.
more or less, yep.
Yeah, because I've told you and I've told previous, I've been on a lot of peg commissions. If you haven't seen it, it's new. So, I don't get really excited about it. At First Baptist, I usually go as an hour and 20 minutes, something like that.
Mhm.
Sometimes, like a weekend ago, we had VFW doing things, whatever tools they were. And I always enjoy those events. My problem is that getting around is physically getting around.
Right.
There's a lot of difference let's say between 60 and 80. You'll find out. You'll find out.
Then, I guess moving on, most of the stuff under old business until we get more people on the commission doesn't really make sense. So, the strategic planning stuff, new members, doing the things I said I'd do to get that word out there through the channels we do. And then the new equipment, that's something I will get to sometime over the summer, is do some research on that and get that spec'd out. And then bring it back to a future meeting to get approval to go purchase that. That's it. When we had talked, I don't know, a while ago, you were suggesting maybe moving to every other month meetings for the
Yeah.
time being, because the way this is going right now, we're not doing much other than kind of holding down the fort, so meeting monthly just to have a 10-minute meeting is not necessarily a productive use of
But I look at,
time.
I'm doing my civic duty. So he says, what do you do? Well, I go to a meeting, city, and sit there. But the problem is, it's nowhere near as much fun as it used to be.
I kind of like no drama, so I'm
Yeah.
fine.
And my wife sees John Bencarelli once in a while at Meyer, because he's not doing well, and that's all I can tell you. Keith Brown, who used to run the
Right.
station,
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
Any idea?
Nope, I have not seen or heard of him.
I could, of course, call him if I wanted to.
So with that, let's plan to cancel July, since it'll be around the 4th anyway. Just too much stuff going on then.
Yeah, I'd make a motion on
Let's
that.
plan to touch base again then in August.
I make a motion that we cancel the July
Okay.
meeting.
If it's the first one of August, it'd be the first.
Okay.
Or
Next is what, August 1st?
Then it'd be August 1st then.
And if you find about things that I try to get information, I'm going to my hometown in 2 weeks for a hog roast. But, well, it's not really a hog roast, it's a food truck.
A hog food truck.
I don't know, it's like, oh, no, don't say. But there's gonna be a horse pull, and that's always good.
Okay. So
Yeah.
before, we got a motion, I'll support it, all in favor of canceling July and having our next meeting
Aye.
regular August and August 1st. Aye, aye, any opposed, motion carried. Now,
What?
anything else on food truck?
Oh, yeah, I talked to the guys, many years ago, we're talking 50, when I was a kid, they had a ox roast. They said, no, it's not really an ox roast with a cow. No, it's an ox. You can't say ox roast unless it's an ox, I know that. No, I was 13, at least I know something. I still never, and now they have a pig roast, and they would have like 7 of these great big things that they put the pigs in. They start one at midnight, and at 1 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock, and at 3 o'clock. So then as they,
It goes on, they've got it.
they move the next pig into, oh, so good, oh. But then they gotta have bushels and potatoes, and servers and things. We have a nice venue at the park now for all this stuff. You can't get enough volunteers.
I was just gonna say, the problem with all of those events is they take lots of volunteers to pull off, and they're harder and harder to put those
So
together.
now we're gonna have a food truck.
So
Last
basically,
night, what's that? Well, we have a guy come in and, I don't think I
Yep.
wanna know.
yep, it is what it is, so. Okay, we are at the end, so it is 6:12, meeting adjourned.